Are you looking for multifunctional scenery that goes well with both your tabletop RPGs and your wargames? Keep watching to see how I make these reversible stacking tiles that double as modular temple ruins. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell below. Step 1. Cutting out the shapes. I take my time cutting out the basic shapes with a cheap HOTWIRE foam cutter and a guide I made from craft sticks. I've also used a snap-off blade to cut these tiles out and had no major problems. Step 2. Sculpting the grid. For the grid, first I run a hobby knife along lines I've pre-measured. Then I run the end of a knitting needle inside each of those lines. This will give them a slight bevel and make the grid look more pronounced. In the past, I've also used ballpoint pens or pencils. Recently, I have steered clear of ballpoint pens as I've been getting some bleed through from the oil-based ink even after several layers of paint, and I really don't like that. Have you liked this video yet? If not, please do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. This will help my video analytics and get this video more views. Step 3. Adding texture. I add texture to each tile with a piece of sanitized asphalt. I have also used a jagged rock and aluminum foil to get a similar texture in the past. After I texture each piece with the asphalt, I then use an ultra fine point Sharpie to melt into the foam and add some realistic cracks to some of the tiles. Step 4. The black undercoat. I liberally paint each tile with the black undercoat. This undercoat consists of black craft paint, white PVA glue, gloss varnish, and water. It will help protect and add stability to the overall piece. When doing these reversible tiles, I paint 3 sides then leave to dry. Then I flip over and paint the other 3 sides. It's just my way of making them easier to handle. Step 5. Brown base coating. I unfortunately lost some of the footage for this build, so in the next couple of clips you'll see footage from an older video I did. The steps are virtually the same, so hopefully you can forgive my mistake. In this step, I paint each piece completely in a brown base coat. I don't worry about 100% coverage in this step, as it will add visual interest if some of the black undercoat is showing through. Step 6. Painting gray. In this step, I overbrush a medium gray onto the tiles. An overbrush is similar to a dry brush technique, but you use more paint. The idea is to have some kind of black or brown showing through to give the piece a more realistic look. Step 7. Dry brushing the highlight. When the tiles are completely dry, I dry brush each piece with a cream or off-white craft paint. This serves as a highlight and brings out a lot of the texture we've added to the piece. Step 8. The black wash. I use a brush to cover each piece in a black wash. The black wash I use consists of black India ink, water, gloss varnish, and a drop of dish soap. Step 9. Adding moss with a sponge. In this step, I use a sponge and 3 different shades of green to give a mossy appearance to 3 sides of the tiles. Step 10. Applying matte varnish. In the final step, I cover each piece in a matte varnish and then leave to cure for a day. I'm using the kind you paint on, but you can also use the spray varnish as well. Just be careful to spray it in light coats, as spray varnish can melt the styrofoam. When finished, the tiles should look like these. Some people have used them to add height to their DungeonTiles system. Others have used them as temple ruins in their war games, or a combination of both. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon below. If you're interested in getting a set of these reversible tiles made by me, follow me on Twitter or Instagram and watch for future giveaways. Links in description. where you can purchase them now from me at my Etsy store or through my eBay, links below. Also, become a patron and get discounts, rewards, and more giveaways. I really appreciate you staying tuned and watching my video. It is a pleasure to show you my process. Feel free to comment, give suggestions, or leave constructive criticism below. I will do my best to respond.